What happens when AI doesn't just support jobs, but replaces them? Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, says AGI is going to bring a world more different than any of us could possibly imagine. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, called AI more profound than fire or electricity. And Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, resigned from Google just so he could warn the world about what is coming. And here's what we see people get wrong. AGI isn't going to arrive with some big dramatic announcement. As Altman recently shared in a TED Talk interview, there's not going to be a single day where we wake up and declare AGI is here. It's already unfolding, capability by capability, and it's quietly reshaping how we live, learn, and work. We're not just talking about helpful AI assistants anymore that can write an email. We're talking about AI that can reason, learn, adapt, and make decisions without human guidance. At Google's DeepMind, they call this agentic AI, systems that pursue goals, change strategies, and solve problems on their own. Salesforce is piloting a platform called Agentforce, where multiple AI agents collaborate, negotiate, and work together. No humans required. And companies like Shopify and Duolingo, they've made it clear, before you ask to hire someone new, you need to explain why AI can't do the job instead. This is not a distant future scenario. These are memos coming today from CEOs. They're not waiting for the tech to be 100% perfect. They're moving now because they know how fast this is accelerating. As Duolingo's CEO put it, we knew mobile would change everything in 2012. Now AI is just that next wave, and it's moving even faster. So while CEOs are making big, bold moves and companies are training AI to manage teams, here's the part that no one is talking about. This is not just for engineers or developers to pay attention to. Everyone should be listening because this shift is happening across every level of business, from hiring all the way to leadership. And there's a lot about this that makes people uncomfortable. And who wouldn't? You have people, like I said, like Geoffrey Hinton, who leave Google and say AI is going to eliminate millions of jobs. And then you have companies like Goldman Sachs putting out reports projecting that 300 million jobs could be impacted globally by automation. And it sounds scary and overwhelming. But here's what I want you to hear. This doesn't have to mean you're going to be replaced. It means we have to reinvent how we show up, how we learn, and how we work. Now look, for so long, we have been divided into categories: Gen X, Gen Z, Millennials. But today, we all have one thing in common. No matter your role, your title, or the industry you're a part of, you are something that I call Generation AGI. Not a distant future, one that is shaping our reality right now. Yet most people, from Gen Z who are entering the workforce to executives who are leading it, feel like they are not prepared. And they're right to feel that way because we're still training people and working in a world that doesn't really exist anymore. We're still rewarding people for following instructions and showing up and doing the things they're supposed to do when AI is out here rewriting the rules of the game. Hi everyone, I'm Saba, and I've worked with hundreds of businesses at Apple, USC, and now I'm an AI strategist helping teams prepare for how AI is changing both education and the workplace. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through what AGI actually is, how it's different from the tools you're used to, and what you can do now to get ahead. Because here's what I'm seeing inside AI-first organizations like Duolingo and Shopify. There are two types of people: those who are really excited about the future and those who are freaking out. But what sets them apart isn't who knows more about technology, it's who's paying attention to the signals and leaning into the problems and opportunities this moment is providing. So let's break it down. And to do that, we're going to start with the basics. Now, you're probably used to using narrow AI. We use these tools for many years prior to ChatGPT, tools that are good at one thing. Think Siri, Alexa, or Netflix. But the beginnings of AGI, artificial general intelligence, aren't really like that. You see, AGI is where a computer can learn any intellectual task that a human can. It doesn't just follow rules or predict the next word. It's able to reason across domains, learn from new knowledge to create new results and new outputs. AGI isn't just about building a better version of ChatGPT. It's about building a new kind of teammate, one that has a different kind of mind. We used to talk about AGI, artificial general intelligence, as if it was something that was decades away. And while there is no agreed upon timeline, you have people like Dario Mode, for example, saying 2026, 2027. Then you have people like Demis Hassabis who say like 2030. But one thing that they make clear is that the question isn't if it's coming, it's when is it coming, and how close are we already, and what should we be doing now to prepare? Because the moment that AGI arrives, everything will change. From how we hire to how we learn to how we measure value, everything will shift. So we don't want to sit here and wait to be disrupted. We want to be able to focus on what should we be doing now to stand out and what should we be paying attention to. So for example, OpenAI just released O3 and O4 Mini, their most advanced reasoning models, and here is the shift they share. These models don't just respond to you. They not only think before they respond, but for the first time, they can actually decide what tools should I use to get the job done. Do I need to search the web in real time? Do I need to write Python code to analyze your data? Do I need to look at uploaded visuals or documents to make a better analysis? Do I need to generate my own charts, reports, and even my own images? The most important part about all this is it can actually decide when this needs to be done. And we call this agentic reasoning. It means the model can now choose how it is going to go about solving a problem and put the tools together that are going to allow it to get the job done. And this is why the lines are starting to blur between narrow AI, where AI is just good at one thing and one thing only, versus agentic AI, which is this different kind of teammate with a different kind of brain that is making decisions about what it needs to use and how it's going to go about solving a problem or creating an idea or whatever other goal it is you give it. And this is why once O3 and O4 were released, we started to hear people say, AGI is here. Tyler Cohen, a top economist, recently said after using these models from OpenAI, I think it's AGI. Seriously, try asking it a lot of questions and then ask yourself, how much smarter was I expecting AGI to be? Now, one of the examples OpenAI shares on their website is this. How will summer energy usage in California compare to last year? And the AI tool is not just guessing. It's searching for data, writing a forecast, building a graph, explaining the variables, and it pivots if it doesn't feel the information is good enough yet. That is not just a chatbot that writes better email. That is a new kind of digital tool teammate that you have on your team, one that can plan, pivot, and perform complex tasks on your behalf. So what does this mean for you? It means that people who are going to be successful in this moment are not going to be the ones who try to compete or outwork the machine. It's going to be the one who knows how to work with it side by side. They're people who are going to treat AI not just like another tool, but treat it like a teammate, not a threat. And while AI is new, we have seen these kinds of shifts before with the internet and then the iPhone. So you'll hear people say things like, this moment feels like 1997, the early days of the internet. And they're right. Think about it. Back then, the internet wasn't really obvious. Most people couldn't even imagine how it was going to change our lives. And today, we can't imagine our lives without it. But those who could imagine it, they built the companies that shaped the next few decades and the ones that are ruling even today. Amazon, Google, PayPal. Today, we are standing at the intersection of a very similar shift. This time, though, it's going to be powered by AI and soon AGI. So the question isn't just how are you going to adapt? It's also how are you going to create? And this is where design thinking becomes your secret human advantage. You see, design thinking is about noticing the friction, not just in your life, but in the lives of your team, your customers, and your community. This is why we say intelligence is everywhere now. Everyone has intelligence in their pocket, but insight is rare. And the people who have great insights, they don't start with the technology. They start with empathy. And they start by asking these 3 questions that you can go and ask today as well. What is the real problem we're trying to solve? Where do we see people getting stuck? And how might we use tools like OpenAI's new O3 model to help us create something better. So let's get really specific. Here's what teaming up with AI looks like right now. You might use it as a strategic teammate. You might ask it to analyze your business model by searching the latest VC-backed startup decks, comparing pricing strategies, and surfacing blind spots that you hadn't even considered as you were about to go launch your startup or go pitch that startup to a VC fund. You might use it as a communication coach. Maybe you're looking to ask for a promotion or you want to negotiate an upcoming salary. You might say, search the top 10 strategies people use to negotiate raises, summarize what works best, and then help me write an email to my boss that reflects that. You might use it as an analyst partner, uploading the last 6 months of sales data and say something like, tell me where the revenue is dropping, research 3 possible external causes, and recommend 2 experiments to reverse the trend we are seeing. You might use it as a creative co-designer and say something like, search emerging product trends in edtech, then draft 3 campaign ideas that would resonate with Gen Z based on what's working now, include visuals and CTAs. Each of these isn't just write an email, make a chart, give me this. It's gather, reason, synthesize, create, and this is agentic behavior in action. AGI is no longer a sci-fi headline. It's a teammate you can brief, redirect, and co-create with. And this is what leadership is going to look like in the age of AGI, even if you don't have a title that says leader of. It's not about having all the answers. It's about knowing how to ask better questions, spot better opportunities, know what to delegate, and co-create solutions with your new AI team. And above all, these are the things that are going to give you the insights to be irreplaceable. Because yes, these teammates are not perfect. They hallucinate a lot, aka they make mistakes. And this is where your oversight is what will make you irreplaceable. So again, AGI is not coming to replace you, but it will replace the way we have always worked. And so if you're somebody who doesn't make that transition from how you are working to this new way of working, then you might run the risk of being replaced. But if you're somebody who's going to rethink those practices, because at the end of the day, they are practices that are going to make you feel better about the work that you do, then you are somebody who is going to be irreplaceable. And now you might be like, Saba, you're saying the same thing over and over. It's because I really want you to have this down drilled into your head. The real shift is going to be this. It's going to be from effort to outcome, from knowing to adapting, from working harder to working smarter with tools that are there to support you each step of the way. And that means we don't just need better skills, we need better habits. That, again, is going to be your human advantage. Because think about it, when everybody has access to intelligence, when every team can run fast and generate ideas and put out a bunch of content, the real skill is going to be knowing what to build, what to prioritize, who it's helping, and why it matters. And the people who can communicate this, chef's kiss. No one is going to be able to replace what they do. And can you guess what I'm going to say? That is where design thinking is going to be your best friend. It is not about sticky notes and whiteboards. It's going to be about empathy-driven problem solving. It's going to be the people who can ask, what challenges are real humans facing? What outcomes are they really trying to reach? What is getting in their way? And if you're like, I have no clue, go open up your AI tool and put this in as a prompt. Because in a world of agents, the real differentiator isn't going to be speed, it's going to be clarity. AI can move fast, but if you point it at the wrong problem, you're just going to fail faster. Design thinking keeps us grounded. It helps us frame better questions, test smarter solutions, and build with purpose, not just productivity. Economist and director of the Stanford Digital Economy Lab says the next 10 years can be the best 10 years or the worst 10 years. So if you want to live your best life and makes the next 10 years the best 10 years in the age of AGI, pair your AI teammate with your human insight. Let AI execute, but you must always be the leader of your AI team. So here's your next move. I want you to think about a problem that you face every week, something that drains your time, slows your momentum down, or holds your team back. And now I want you to ask, what could my AI teammate do if I pointed it at this problem like a designer? I want you to run a 5 to 7 day experiment, test a new workflow. Use AI not just to save time, but to create value. And if you want help building your AI team or designing your next move in this era, I have a free guide in the description below just for you. You can also check out my upcoming workshop where I'm going to walk you through exactly how to lead with AI as your teammate using free tools that you can start using today. We're going to be looking at Gemini from Google and Canva. Because friends, AGI isn't just coming, it might already be here, and I'm here to help you make the next 10 years the best 10 years. I'll see you in my next video.